Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back. And today, as you can see, I have a book review for you guys. So, during these last few days, I did the audiobook, or doesn't really matter, but yeah, I did the audiobook of The Last Days of Lilah Goodluck by Kylie Scott. So, I found out about it through the Fatedmates podcast, which is amazing. If you love romance books, check it out. Fatedmates podcast is. I know I should have checked out already. Give me a little moment. Fatedmates is. La 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 la. It's hosted by Sarah McLean, which is a romance author, and Jen Prokop, who's a romance editor, and they both read romance, of course. On the podcast, they talk about all sorts of romance books, but a lot of the a lot of what they're talking about is historical ones, which I love. Though, yeah, this one that I'm talking about right now, it's not historical; it's contemporary. Sorry, I found out about it from uh, like best of 2024 episode. So it came out last year. And so it's all about Lilah Goodluck. It starts with her going to a friend's birthday party, and at the friend's birthday party, they have a. I would say it's more fortune teller, but she calls herself a good witch. Good witch, fortune teller, kind of the same dealio, feels like. But yeah, the good witch Willow. And the good witch Willow, she's kind of talked to everyone at the party, and they've hired her for 1 hour, and now it's Lilah's turn, and she doesn't really have anything to ask. She's not like, I don't care, I don't believe in this stuff, I have nothing to say, nothing to ask. And then the hour is over, and then everyone leaves because, well, there's some people are going to go partying, dancing, but Lila decides to go back home because her husband, sorry, her boyfriend is sick, and she wants to go back to take care of him. She's worried about him. And then on the way home, well, just outside where she was, there comes a car that's rushing towards them, and she and the good witch is on the way out into the streets. So she takes the good witch, tackle her, and they go down, but they're in safe from the car. So because of this, the good witch gives Lila some predictions, because as a kind of good gesture, even though she didn't ask. So she tells her like the things that most people want to know. She tells her that how she's gonna do in work if she'll get that promotion. She tells her that a lot of numbers. She tells her that her boyfriend's cheating on him. So like yeah, talks about their love life, and then also tells her the name of her soulmates. And also the last prediction is that in 6 days she will die. So that's like, what? A lot of numbers, but also by so much, but I'm gonna die. I just have 1 week left. What? That's like kind of huge dealio. But of course, the first thing Lila does is like, no, that's not real. You're not real. You're not real at all. This, I don't buy it. So she goes back home. She's a bit bruised after the fall, but she's fine. She comes home. What does she find? Her boyfriend cheating on her, and also saying the ridiculous thing. First, he says, you work so much," which is like, what? You can't blame her for you cheating. And then after a few lines after, he says, "And it's accent," and it's like, what? You accidentally had sex with someone? What? I mean, that's not a thing. That's just yeah, he's just a big idiot. So of course Lila throws him out because they are living together, boyfriends and girlfriend. So she throws him out. He goes out. And then the next day, she's supposed to be having her weekend off, but she ends up having to go into um, work because of a coworker being sick. So at work, and then she discovers that there is, because the day before she didn't really think about, oh, promotion. Well, there's nothing that's open. But then her boss says that there is a position open, but it's going to go to that guy over there, not her, who's kind of better for it. Which, I mean, okay, patriarchy much. Um, so it's like, okay, so there was promotion, but before I could apply for it, it's not mine. So that's the second thing that goes through. And uh, they've just kind of like rattled, like, what? Okay, I'm just gonna go home early, and I'm just gonna say like, boss, you do this shift. I'll go home early. And on her way home, um, sorry, a bit stopping, but yeah, this is all things that happen in the same first chapter. So no spoilers. This is all happening in the first chapter. It happens early on. It's kind of the build up to everything. So I'm not spoiling at all here. But yeah, on her way home, ends up she's distracted because a lot of things on her mind. She's thinking like, might I die in a few days? And then she kind of gets in an almost car accident, but she ends up driving into a wall instead of another car. And then she talks to the other car driver, and then the other car driver, who is it? Oh yeah, it's her soulmate. So it's like, oh what? I mean, how? Because the name of soulmate was like a long name. It's like this name, and also like someone very famous. So it's like, never gonna meet this guy. So that's completely bollocks. And then she goes and ends up yeah, and then she thinks, okay, maybe there's something to this, but then I'm gonna have to die or what? So she's so rattled. She kind of goes away from the guy because she doesn't really want to meet this guy, because meeting this guy will mean that it's her soulmate, and then she'll die. So it's like, no. And then later that night she discovers the numbers were true. She won the lotto. So things have been have happened. So I suppose you could say it's all coincidences, but it's also like everything except, well, she can't know because she just met that guy. But yeah, the soulmate thing and also her dying has come true. So it's like, okay. So this kind of starts Lilah's week of kind of doing a bucket list thingy. She kind of starts doing things she didn't do before, and yeah, also she takes a week off work to like do these things, like in case she still have like a last week of like nice things. So that's kind of the story. Also, surprise, surprise, she ends up meeting the guy lots of times during the week. It's a romance. They end up together. That's not a surprise, really. But yeah. This book, honestly, guys, it was amazing. I loved it so much. It was lovely. The main character, Lilah, is a librarian, which, of course, gotta love that. There's some talks about library in books, so I love that. There's just like yeah, I just love the writing in this story. One of the small things that I did not like about this book was that there wasn't dual point of view, and I feel like most romances nowadays are dual point of view. This one wasn't. It was like, I want to see what the guy is thinking, and you don't. I mean, you get it through lines, but you don't get it inside his head, and that's kind of annoying, at least to me. Also, I was kind of a bit miffed that she didn't really have a bucket list like from earlier. She kind of had to make one. I'm like, don't everyone have like a bucket list? They have like things they want to do before they die. Probably you don't. And then she started like thinking, okay, I should do this and this because that's something you should do before you die. It's like, no, don't do things even before you die that you should do. At least before you die, you should do things that you want to do. Don't do things that you should do. I mean, don't do that. Don't do that. And also, it's kind of weird how it was a kind of light-hearted book, but it's also about like girl, a woman that might die in a few days. So like, okay, how's this happening? But of course, at least I know that it's a romance. So I'm thinking like, okay, it's gonna be solved in a nice way. It's gonna be. I mean, I feel like also like because a contemporary book, I feel like this book it could be like she could um, she could be walking down the street, she could have a heart attack, and then she'll maybe she'll walk back. She's close to a doctor's office. Maybe she's close to a hospital. I mean, people all the time. I feel like people die often, like quickly, and then you can. I mean, you can always resuscitate people with like the thing you might do and whatnot. So I feel like dying it's not really the same threat as it used to be, I feel like. So I always kind of felt like, yeah, okay, maybe you're dying, but are you dying? And I also kind of felt like maybe you should go to a doctor just to check that there's no tumor or something that you have. Because I mean that's the thing that can make you die. She didn't do that, which kind of was a bit weird to me. But other than that, yeah. Uh But yeah, it was a lovely, lovely story. It was kind of slow burn, but then also at the end, kind of some sexy time as well. And I quite liked the romance in it. Of course, you kind of have to like the romance because it's a romance book. If you don't like romance in romance books, that kind of would kind of defeat the purpose, really. But yeah, I loved it very much. It's set in LA, and the main character, Lilah, her mom was raised until she was 5 in Denmark, and then they moved to the US. And that's mentioned, and like sometimes they reference Denmark, but not very often. But I'm kind of thinking, okay, Lilah, do you have you learned Danish? Have you been to Denmark? Like, she didn't really mention those kinds of stuff, and I kind of like I kind of want to know more there. I suppose because me and being Norwegian, it's close to Denmark. I'm like kind of curious about those kinds of stuff. But still, like I loved Lilah. I loved her love interest, Alistair. Yes, he's a rich Scot, well Scot slash Englishman, but he's also lived in the States for a long time. And yeah, they were both lovely, loved together. I love them. I would have loved to learn more about Alistair, but all in all, I very much enjoyed it. Honestly, I'm gonna check out more of Kylie Scott's books. It looks like she has quite a backlist, so into that. And also, in addition, also as I said, I did this on audio, and I very much enjoy the narrator in this one. So I'm gonna check out more of her stuff. So that's also nice. And I feel like I had something else to say. The main character, Lilah, is a fat chick, so that's nice to have not just thin, skinny people in books, but also people of all sizes. So I enjoy that. I was gonna say something else, and this annoys me. I was gonna say something else. Now I'm blank. Yeah. The other thing that kind of a bit annoyed me was that Alistair, the love interest, he's the bastard of the King of England. But the King of England has never officially acknowledged him. But he still knows that that's his dad. Like it's like an open secret. And to me, that just kind of annoyed me. I suppose, yeah, the Norwegian royal family is different than other royal families, but like, if you're a bastard, then like, then there's no expectations for you. Then if you're not, and then there was this whole plot line with that, and that kind of felt off to me. It felt stupid. Uh, but but yeah, all in all, I very much enjoyed it. And then also like often people say like, he's the prince, but it's like he's not the prince because he was born out of wedlock, so he's not a prince. He just happens to have a king as a dad. So it's like, don't call him a prince then. That's not what it is. And yeah, but yeah, I did quite very much enjoy this book. Loved it so much. Has a beautiful cover. It's a great story. Funny, great characters, great setting. I love it. I kind of I kind of want more. I suppose I can. I don't want more. I suppose I kind of want more from these characters. But I suppose what I want, honestly, is more like from the people in this universe, because you don't want more from the same characters, because if you write a romance series, like every book would have to have a conflict, so you would have to do something with a couple, of course. But then, like, if you did like one of the other people in the universe and they got their love story, and then you could have like a cameo from people from Lilah and Alistair, that could be nice. So yeah, I just love this book. 5 star, amazing read. If you not need a light-hearted, lovely book that will make you think, but also make you a bit mad, but also make you smile, check out The Last Days of Lilah Goodluck. And yeah, also kind of fun how that's her last name, Lilah Goodluck, because she just win the lottery, but she also gets a death message in a way. So yeah, it's both bad and good. And yeah, bye.